Hello, am I live? Good evening. I think I like this effect. Aha. Good evening. This is our first live. This is our very first live. Welcome. Earlier on this year, I started this, having this conversation, a renewed conversation on mental health, and I decided, to create a community of people, association, friends, family, those who are having challenges with mental health, and those who would like to know more about mental health. So I decided, it was time for us to keep having this conversation, aside what I do outside the media. And so tonight and every other time in the month of February, March, and for the rest of the year, we will be having conversations that has to do with mental health and every aspect of life. And so tonight, being the very first live and very first chat I will be having with someone in respect to mental health. It has to do with singlehood. And of course, my guest is already on the feed, thank goodness. It's on singlehood. It's about the singles, and I felt, that especially every February 14th, people get together all over the world to talk about Valentine, love, and all of that. And somehow it has a negative impact on some other people, irrespective of what it's supposed to mean, how we are supposed to be able to translate, love, how we are supposed to celebration. It's not about whether it's biblical or not. That's not the argument that I'm having with you, but it is about how it impacts upon the life of somebody else. And so that's makes me to want to probably have this conversation, with you. Yes. I'm so excited because my guest, is someone who is a thought leader, a developmental growth leader, coach, and he is a minister of God. But tonight is not about his calling, but it is about the expertise that he brings to fortifying relationships, in terms of marital relationships, in terms of helping people to find that balance when it comes to relationship with other people, with opposite sex, with same gender, in the workplace, everywhere, especially when it comes to how they relate with one another in marriages, in holy matrimony. He is an expert, he's a coach, and I'm so grateful to God that he has become my friend and he's on this feed. And he's a friend of the house, of the community. When I told him I was going to start this community, and this is, supposed to be my first live session, he didn't mind, that we may not be having a crowd, but he said, anything for you, Lady Coin, anything for you. And I'm so happy to have you join me. I know you've had a very hectic day. I know that. I know it's really, really hectic, but hey, you're here for me and you're here for the community as well. So it's really so great to have you. How have you been?
Excellent. Excellent. And you?
Very well. Very well. I'd been looking forward to this conversation, really. I'd really been looking forward to it because I feel that it's very essential, for people to understand and rediscover themselves, understand what the times are, their purpose, especially when it comes to finding love and loving other people, they've been loved and all of that. And I feel that also you will be in the best position, to speak to a lot of the minds, as a coach. And because I also intend, to pass this message to every other of my platform, YouTube, um, Facebook, and all of that. So here we are. Let's I've introduced you, but maybe tell us one or two things probably you do on a daily basis, to change lives.
Okay, so thank you so much, Lady Guai. I don't know, you are an amazing person. Thank you for everything that you do. I'm excited to be on this live section with you, so I'm going to give my best to it. So what do I do? Okay, my name is OSIRI Wisdom. Um, what do I do? What do I do again? I pastor a church called the Wisdom Place Church in the city of Port Harcourt, where we give life direction. I also lead a relationship academy called Wisdom Driven Marriage Academy. That's where we try to encourage single people, educate them to get it right. Okay, David has introduced me, say you impart wisdom on people.
Thank you very much, David, for allowing me. Thank you for joining.
So that's how David introduced me. So I think that is amazing. I also do radio program called The Family Matters every Monday on radio, just focusing on family. And then, of course,
On which station is that?
Nigeria Info.
Fantastic.
Nigeria Info every Monday, 2 to 3 in the city of Port Harcourt. And as well, my latest heartthrob is my ministry to men. It's called The Man Thing. And David is one of the, my sons and people who are my team members who make this happen. So that's a few of, and I'm also a husband of one wife who is a lady. I think I should stop there.
Okay, that's a fantastic place to start and stop, really. I mean, it also shows your pedigree, to this conversation. All right, so let's start. Usually, when people talk about love, especially Valentine's Day, it's always a reminder of what people don't have. Okay, so how do we learn to bring you left out man thing? Okay, so how do we learn to help the singles understand that Valentine's Day does not, mean the beginning and the end of love for them?
Yesterday, my wife and I, in fact, we went out. We came back around almost 11, past 11. So when we are going out,
Now, that's like it. Imagine there are singles around you. They are going to be feeling left out, lonely, alone, and like God has forsaken them. So I think it's people like you also contributing to such people's mental
no,
health.
no. What is going on is that we are inspiring them. We are inspiring them.
Right.
We are inspiring them. You know how they say, let the single breathe. This one is let the single be inspired. Okay, so we are inspiring the single. So
Fantastic.
sometimes some single people, they feel undeserving of love. Like you said, they think that Valentine is the end of, beginning and the end of love. I'm missing out something. The truth is that life is in phases. And I want you that is listening to us live, or those of us that are listening to this record, please write. I'm going to say a lot of things you need to write down. So if you don't have a note, paper, and pen, please get one, because you will need to write things down. Number one is to remember that life is in phases. Life is in phases. Everybody is not at the same phase at the same time. So you must realize that this is your phase of your life. When some people are in school, others have married, others are having children, others are getting job. Just enjoy your phase, right? Enjoy your phase that you have at time. All right. Because the thing is that frustration and depression, all right, is a function of expectation not met. And some of these expectations are expectations that you are not even supposed to be looking forward to. Okay. So, and it's important as a single person, but like those that have reached to the time where they're supposed to, in quote, have somebody in their life, in a romantic relationship, sometimes it can be challenging for such people, okay? But what I want you to know, some of the singles who feel undeserving of love, undeserving of love, or they have not been loved, let me tell you a few things I believe that will help you. Number one, sometimes why do people even get to that point? It's because some people of their past experiences, right? The past experiences that these people have been through, some of them, they have been through negative relationships, they have experienced people that say they will be with them and then they left them, dry, you know, and that can really impact on you, okay? Like we say in Nigeria, heartbreaking things, or they serve somebody breakfast, all those kind of things. They say, why is it me? I have 6 people talk to me about marriage, but no one finally gets to happen. So if you're not careful, those past experiences can make you feel undeserving of love. And it can even create you to a point of low self-esteem where you do not value yourself so much. So people get frustrated when they overvalue what someone else has and undervalue what they have. They'll get frustrated. So it's important that you are not allowing all that comparison. Comparison has never produced any inspiration. Comparison does not produce this, because comparison, you are trying to say, I want to be like this person. Oh, it should have been me. And if you're not careful, you be as a person. You rather want to be in a place where you are inspired. So childhood experiences, maybe somebody lost a father or mother early enough, it can also impact, that person. Sometimes in societal pressure, societal norm, by this time, this thing should have happened, by this time. In fact, I was listening to, a man, a landlord that said he was not going to give a single lady, a apartment. I don't know why some people think that way. He said, no, at your age, single lady, 28, 30, no, I'm not giving you apartment. I can only give you if you are married. And these are all societal pressures and traditions that makes it very difficult for people to just flow in. So that is not something you want to do. So how do you overcome some of these kind of feelings, okay, that you have asked? The first thing I want you to know is to know, after about faces, number 2, there's a face in your life, okay? And then number 2 is that you have to have this self-reflection. You have to have self-reflection about, where you are, where you are going to. That can inspire you, okay? And possibly remove all the negative thoughts that could possibly come to your mind. Some talk about you have to practice self-love. Like Lady Gwen, I'm sure you practice a lot of self-love, because the way you make your hair, a lot of self-love, okay? The way you do your makeup, I don't know whether you do the makeup yourself or you have a makeup artist that come to make you up, and you're looking as though there's fine things all over the place.
Oh dear. Oh,
So you also need to go to the, you also have to go to the point where you have, this gratitude. You have to practice gratitude that I'm alive. I was encouraging people that worship in the church where I pastor, the Wisdom place. I said, hey, Valentine is coming. They're going to be singing all kinds of songs for you. Take yourself out. Take yourself out. Buy yourself the favorite meal you want to buy yourself. Do the things you can do best for yourself. If you want to take smoothie, do that. If you want to go do pedicure, if you can afford it, pay for massage. Take care of you, snap you, and post it. Don't allow them to take life and oxygen off you, okay? Don't surrender to all this kind of pressure. You must make sure that you love yourself. And I think that's where it's important. You have to be patient, finally. You have to be patient, knowing that, this is going to happen. It's going to happen to you. And as you position yourself, you are gentle with yourself. You're not killing yourself. You're not telling yourself, I'm even ugly. Can you imagine? I'm very, very ugly. That's why nobody's talking to me. No, that's not true. It's just that this has not happened. And this is affect, we're talking about mental health of singles. It affects our mental health, our mental well-being. And that can mess up the whole mental well-being of somebody.
Yeah, so I'm going to pick up from where you just landed right there, because this morning how I was having a conversation on WhatsApp with a friend of mine, and she's really been through um, I don't even know what to call that relationship, which is marriage.
Mm-hmm.
And she has children, three of them, and I know it hadn't been good, and she's been like, she wishes to find love again and to be loved and all of that. I mean, you can imagine there was a particular year one of the children wrote as one of the prayer points that he wanted God to answer, and said, Lord, one of the prayer points was, Lord, please give my mom a new husband. You can imagine that. It was, I'm telling you, because she saw it while, she was trying to look at their prayer points for them to now start praying about all their prayer
Yes.
points. So this morning we got talking and about some things, and she said to me, she said, look, this year, 2024, I'm not hopeful. Love is not going to find me. It just looks like I've given up. I mean, I'm not going to stress myself. I'm just going to concentrate on myself and my children and living life. And I said to her, I said, look, you, okay. Then she said, I'm just so surrounded by horrible men. And it just is as if I'm not even worthy of being loved. So I'm just in that department, I'm just going to let it rest. So I said to her, I said, look, sometimes probably maybe because we are not in the right environment, I don't know what, but I believe that there are people that are probably looking for someone like you with three children, who are not even looking for children at all, and who just want to pamper the other person. I just want to enjoy their life, travel, have adventure, and all of that. You just may not have met them, but then don't close your heart, to love. What would you say to such people, like what you said, who's had terrible experiences? I mean, I've been there, and sometimes, it just takes the grace of God for you to say, you know what, I truly believe, I may not have sinned, but I truly believe this wonderful man, this wonderful woman does really exist. What do you do when it just looks like what you want is not available or is not within your reach? Would you say that the best thing for anybody to do is to just let it go and close that door and work on other things that are working in their life? What would you say?
Okay, so thank you so much. It's more like saying, would I ever find someone to marry or something to marry me again, either as a single mom or a single lady or a single boy? A man said that looking for a person to marry as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes we allow our past experiences to get the best, or better part of us. The truth is that you have to start, like I ended up with gratitude. You have to start with gratitude. I'm even at a marriable state. If that's marriage, I'm in a marriable state. If you understand that, what it means, it means that. So that's number one. Number two, you have to overcome that self-doubt. Self-doubt can impact everything about you. It can impact your attitude. Let me tell you a story. Many years ago, my father, he's late now, but he told me a story. When one day we were not a story, I was part of it. Let me leave that story. Let me tell you when I was part of. So, where we stayed somewhere in one city called about sometime, there's this early morning market they used to go. And so
Yeah.
we're in this two-story building, we're in front at the balcony, and people will be going, and my father will say, this person will finish the market, he will sell everything she has. He said, this one will not finish selling. Guess what? This early morning market, people go like 6:37, by 8, they're coming back. That thing happened like 3 times. Everybody, my father said, will finish selling. They finished selling. The ones he said that they will not finish, they did not finish. I was really scared. I was thinking, had my father entered something I don't know about? Is my father now, what is going on? He said, no. He said, my son, I've been in business for long. Just by the way they are walking, the way their steps, from their step, the attitude of how they are walking tells me whether this person will finish selling those goods or not. The same way, there's a vibration about our lives. Everyone carries an atmosphere. Some carry an atmosphere of self-rejection. They carry an atmosphere of self-doubt. Some carry an atmosphere, I'm not good. Even when you compliment them, oh my God, Lady Gwen, you're looking so nice. This is your hair. Fine. I beg, leave me alone. Ugly me. You know, so they will do that. But I'm not. I see how you are throwing your hair. I'm not sure you are one. You are not one of them. All right. So they will say, no, please leave me alone. Please. I'm not sure you are seeing where something is wrong with your eye. You know, they just do something that shows that they are not really accepting what you are saying. They're kind of just rejecting that. So my advice is you have to come to that point where you not allow self-doubt. Don't you ever allow self-doubt to come into what you are doing, okay? And or maybe you have to check again. Are you having, you know, unreal expectation? Maybe you have, you know, some people have very powerful lists. Even the list, when they submit it to heaven, girls, they say, this requirement, you know, they are never, we are here to create this kind of woman. We're here to create this kind of man. Some people are walking into their life. So in addition to that vibration of self-doubt and self-rejection that repel people actually than attract people to you because of the atmosphere you create, you also have to, you know, reject that fear of rejection. Now, there's this fear of rejection. Maybe you have been rejected over and over again, and then it forms a mindset that says, you know what, I can never get it right. This is a very big concern for me. No, open your mind to opportunities. Live your life literally. The whole world is stressed. People are looking for happy people. Just live your life, be happy. All right. If you lost a job, you'll get one back. If you lost a business, you'll get something back. So be excited. That energy, that joy, I can tell you, is very, very, very magnetic. It can attract people. So I've said three things. One, that will deal with yourself. Two, that will deal with what you are bringing out. And three, that will just change your outlook generally to expect something good to happen. I know that it can be hurting. You know, you get to a place, you have people just hugging and smooching, and I say, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Can you just borrow me this person for one weekend?
Very true. Very
Yeah.
true. You know,
Yeah.
I remember when you came to
Go
Ibadan.
ahead.
I remember when you came to Ibadan for Man Thing, and you kept
Yeah.
talking about favor. God has favored me. This one you will preach 5 minutes, and then you will talk about this babe called favor, and I was like, oh my goodness, I wish somebody can just talk about me even like this for just 5 minutes. I'll be okay, you know. I'll just tell the
Oh
whole world.
wow.
I'll just tell the whole world that's my man talking about me. That's my and the favor is not in our meeting, you know. So you can imagine that awesomeness that you have someone who loves you and who honors you whether you're there or not. You know, it's so heartwarming, and I think it's fair enough to say that some of this expectation from that some singles or most singles have to want to be loved, I'm not too sure they are far-fetched. I'm not too sure they're out of this world to want to be loved. You understand what I'm
No, they are
saying?
not. They are not. They are not. It's is you know how they talk about in law or in constitution of a nation. They talk about unalienable rights. You know, rights that people have. Is your right, you know, to desire to love and be loved, right? But my concern is, you know, please write this down. More than what happens to you, what happens in you is more important. More than what happened to you, what happens in you is more important. So I'm more concerned with what is happening in the single, in that, you know, single mother. There's a single mother, you know, that I was speaking to a few days ago. She was very angry. At first, she said, hey, look at this person that wants to marry me. And then the moment she now tells the person, I have two children, The person was like, oh wow, oh you don't fit into my calling, my assignment that God has for me. She felt so bad. You see what I mean by that? So I understand the reality of that, and that she felt so bad. He says, God, this guy is not even a serious person. Blah, 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 blah. So he doesn't even know what he wants. He just came here, you know. So it can happen. It can be so painful, really, because one of the most painful things in life is to be rejected or have that feeling of rejection. Okay, it can go right deep. So I'm saying that. So life has thrown this at you. You did not, maybe you did or you did not contribute to it. Okay. For instance, you went for divorce. Maybe you are the one that asked for the divorce. Let's assume you contributed to it. Maybe you would have said, I would have stayed. Let's say it's an abusive relationship. You did not stay. You came out, right? You may or may not have contributed to it. But the point is that this is your reality. Okay. Before you can make progress, you have to embrace your reality. You have to embrace your reality. I'm saying embrace that reality, but with hope that you are looking at the coffee side of life.
Right.
You are looking at the coffee side of life. It's like they talk about water. You see, I have a jar of water here. Look at this. As though I brought it for teaching today. See this jar of water. So from here, somebody can say this is half empty or half full. All right, this jar of water can explain that. Okay, the person that has the mindset, I'm going to enjoy fullness. You say this is just half full. Today I'm single. I enjoy my singleness. I can be in Abakaliki and I'll stay without anybody disturbing me. I'll travel to Abakaliki. I stay. Instead of staying 3 days, I can stay 1 week in Abakaliki. No problem. I enjoy myself. I sleep when I want to sleep. Nobody's asking me to eat a foreigner and a wedu soup and amala. So I can enjoy my life. So that person is seeing that I say, as I enjoy my life, I know that I'm preparing me to pour this love I have on somebody, and somebody also pour love on me. So if that thinking is what I think is more important, because more important than what happened to us is what happens in us. In us. Yeah. And we live life from within. So I want to encourage you as a single person, single mother, single father, whatever your category falls in. You know how they say if life throws you a lemon, what do you turn it to?
Lemonade.
Thank you. That's what I'm heading to. So you have to have that attitude that this is what it's about. I'm not going to allow anything to, to define me. You know, there's a woman in the Bible they call the woman with the issue of blood. I don't even know her name. All right. So her situation defined her. So many single people have allowed their situation to define them. It didn't define them. And that thing takes their identity. So even when you say, hey, fine girl, you say, please, so I'm not married. How am I fine? I beg. Hey, you are the best staff. You say, if I'm the best staff, somebody should have married me. So everything, you channel everything towards that. So at a point, you lose your joy. You lose your joy because of that. All right? So that something has not happened does not mean you don't deserve it. It just means it has not happened, but you have to be grateful for the other things that are good that are going on, for you. And as you celebrate that, you're going to see a fresh energy, a desire to grow, a desire to become more. It's going to overpower the other feeling. And it's so enriching. It's so enriching. All right? To live life from within is so enriching. With that, you not allow yourself to be tossed about so hard. It still happens. Okay? We're not trying to deny the reality. We are trying to say, it's just like, you're trying to sell a boat in the sea. All right, you have to wait as the what's it called? The wave comes. You use the wave to ride and surf on the waves instead of fighting the wave. So a lot of people, and that's what affects mental health. A lot of people are fighting their reality. They are fighting it. I can't fight that I'm a man. I'm a man, and I cannot be say I'm a he, she. I'm a he. It's okay. I know women enjoy some privilege I don't enjoy. That's okay, no problem. But I'm a man, okay? And I'm not sure I want to be a woman. I might not wear long hair like you're wearing, but I'm a man. I might not make up like you're making up, but I'm a man. I have to just stay on my lane. So it's very important. That's what I'm trying to say. Be comfortable in your own shoes, in your own skin. and you're going to see that vibration become attractive.
Right. Okay, so maybe two questions before I let you go. Hopefully, Instagram doesn't throw us out, before that time. Number one, how do you deal with loneliness? Because loneliness is a silent killer of joy that allows depression to creep in early. How do you deal with loneliness as single men and women?
All right, thank you so much. Loneliness. Me, I married at age 29, so I was lonely for a long time. I'm sure you say, Pastor, you are kidding. You are kidding. That one is a.
That
You don't know. You don't.
wasn't long enough. That wasn't long enough.
It was long. Oh, it was long. Oh my word. Every year was like. I wanted to marry at age 26, 27, but I did not achieve my goal. So you see, I had to wait for 2 years of loneliness, in quote. But hey, I'm just joking, actually. So, but look at this. Loneliness, I've realized. Please write this down. Loneliness is more about purpose than about a person.
Say that again.
Loneliness is more about a purpose than a person. So loneliness is not just the absence of a person, but the absence of purpose. That's why you see a lot of married people are still lonely. A lot of married people want to jump out of the marriage, and some unmarried people want to jump inside. So you can still be inside the marriage and there's no purpose, because the way God created us, we are created to find joy. We are created to find joy in achievement. We are created to find joy in accomplishments, right? So some people think, well, once I have married, you know how they say, when you marry, happily ever after. And it's not true for a lot of people. In fact, it's not just true, all right? Because marriage does not make you happy. Marriage does not make you sad. It's what each of you bring into the marriage that determines how happy or sad you'll be. Maybe I should say that again. Marriage does not make anybody happy. Marriage does not make anybody sad. It's what both of you bring into that marriage that means whether you'll be happy or you'll be sad ever after, or happy ever after. So if you are going to do that, understand that's number one. Number two, you have to find a way to reach out to other people. Some people say, when nobody's smiling at you, you smile at somebody. You smile at somebody, okay? You smile at you reach out to friends, reach out to other people, reach out to acquaintances, pick your phone and call somebody. You can't afford to be in a lonely place that will not lead to depression, okay? Join a club, join a group. Maybe if you don't want to join your school alumni, because in your alumni, out of 70 people there, 69 are married, only you that is not married. If you bring opinion, they say, please, well, let married people talk. Single people, can you keep quiet? So you can become a bully. They can bully you there as well. I understand that. But you have to find a group, go there, learn how to play lawn tennis, learn how to play golf. Just join something that is the number 3 or 4 right now. Volunteer to, to help somebody else. And this works exactly like the life of Esther. Esther in the Bible, Esther lost a husband. Esther was with Naomi that also lost her husband. So you have Esther, Naomi, and Orpah. 3 that 3 of them have in common. 3 of them have something in common. Esther, Naomi, and Orpah, they have something in common. What is that? They all lost their husband. And Naomi told Orpah and Ruth, go back. This is how I like to put it. Ruth, or let me start with Naomi. Naomi saw a hopeless end and turned back. But Naomi saw an endless hope. I'm going to say it again. The same situation, one person saw a hopeless end. Because Naomi even painted a picture. He said, my daughters, what will I do? My husband is dead, your own is dead. We're in a company of widows. 3 of us are widows. Even if I marry now, will you wait for my child to grow? Well, what? There's no way. And you say Orpah was reasonable. Yeah. So Orpah said, you know what? Let me go and find my way. Make una free me. I go hustle. I go hustle out something. Right? She left. And we're not blaming her for leaving. I'm just trying to tell you the perspective. Now, Ruth say, I'm sticking with you. I'm going to volunteer to take care of you. I came to take care of my husband. He's dead. You are the mother. I'll take care of you. And that's, I mean, anytime I read that scripture, it doesn't cease to shock me. How many widows, young widows, will stay with the mother-in-law? How many? How many? In a heartbreaking state. And now she followed her to her hometown with all the shame. Now in the morning, before Naomi could wake up, Ruth has gone to find something for both of them to eat. And see that she volunteered to serve. And she served. In fact, that's why when Boaz finally met her, Boaz says in verse 10 and 11 of Ruth, he said, I have heard. When Ruth asked him, why are you favoring me like this? You have told your men to drop things on purpose for me. Why are you doing this? He said, I've heard about how you took care of Naomi. Yeah. Other girls wouldn't have done this, but you are here, you did this. So volunteer. Some people don't like to volunteer. They just want me. They are overwhelmed with their lives. Like what you are doing now, you are volunteering to help other people, right? You are volunteering to solve other people's problem. You could have just gone to take ice cream and get a massage and go and sleep. All right, but now you are here trying to get the best to, you are talking about downloading these, put on Facebook, put on YouTube. What are you doing? You are volunteering to help other people. You are serving other people. So it's very important that we know it is in that place of service, it's in that place of helping other people, it's in that place of volunteering, in that place of service, like Ruth. That's how Ruth made the richest man in town, Boaz. That's how Rebecca met the man he married, Isaac, when Eliezer in Genesis chapter 24 was looking for a wife for Isaac. He met the girl serving, you know, and the girl was fetching water for all the donkey to drink. He said, I'll give you water. She removed all her French tips, removed her woman hair, removed her makeup, and went right into the trenches to get it done. You know, so she served. So the point I'm making is that take this joy to somebody. Somebody is going to recommend you. And that's why Naomi recommended Ruth. In fact, Ruth had no idea what is called a kinsman redeemer. It was Naomi that told her about it and said, hey, my daughter, you have been so nice to me. I'm going to give you an information. So the information of who's looking for somebody to marry or something, somebody have that information. You volunteer, and don't volunteer with the mind. If I volunteer for this person, I'm targeting his younger brother. It doesn't work that way. Just be a nice person. Just be a good person. Be a happy person.
Or
ultimately,
if I join that church or I join that workforce, I'm sure I would, you know, that's manning there.
Yes. Or I want to be in the ushering department where I'll be welcoming people. There's a brother I'm targeting. Once I shake his hand, that's the end of my ushering for that day, you know, and that's it. Or, you know, I heard there's a pastor I wanted to marry. Before he married, started church, so you have a lot of young girls. The moment he married, many of the girls left that church. You say, rubbish, you know, see me. So you see that. So it's why we don't blame them. I'm trying to talk about real things that are happening to people's life. So you want to make sure that you volunteer. Ruth volunteered. Esther, these same people volunteered. And that's how they overcame, you know, that depression. Depression should not hold you. You can become someone that is free. Thank you so much for this section. I hope we do this more and more again. Thank you for all you're doing. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you so
you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really don't want to let you go, really, but I know that, you know, like we said, it's better to be short, simple and precise, you know, for the people. And when is Man Thing? When is Man Thing coming up? What is Man Thing about? You know, and how can people, you know, be a part of it?
All right. So she's talking about a group I run called the Man Thing. If you're on Instagram, you can search the Man Thing NG official. You see what we are doing there. Or you can just follow Only Men. Even letting go is not allowed to come there. Only Men. It's called the Man Thing community on Facebook. Just search the Man Thing community on Facebook. If you're a man, you check yourself in the mirror. You see that you're a man. You can apply. Then our administrator will allow you in. Okay. But Man Thing Summit starts from May to the end of the year. So by that time, I'm sure by the time we're coming to your zone again, we'll let you know. ahead of time.
Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
May God bless you. May God keep empowering you. And the level of humility that you constantly show is worthy of emulation. And I want to really appreciate your friendship. And please do send me well to your family. I hope really we can really do this again.
Thank you. Yes, we will.
Thank you so much. And that's it for tonight. By God's grace, I'm sure I will be bringing somebody else, right on True Oasis. If you want to join the community, we'll let you know so that you can join the community on WhatsApp. We're coming to Facebook and other platforms as well. And if you're watching this video much later, please leave your comments in the comment section. God bless you. Keep hope alive and keep your mental health, guarded. May God bless you and good night.